Hannah?
Hey, Michelle, I'm glad we were able to meet today.
Thank you. It was really difficult for me to get here, but I know I need the help.
I definitely hear what you're saying. Have you received any therapy before in the past?
Well, not like I was supposed to. This is actually my first time coming to therapy, like ever. I really shouldn't have waited so long to get some help, but I was really scared.
That's totally understandable. And I just want to tell you, I admire your courage for facing your fears today. And I know that if we collaborate, we can come up with a plan of action that's going to place you on a path to healing. Okay.
I definitely would like that. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Well, before we get started, I do need to talk with you about confidentiality policy.
Okay.
Okay. So everything that we discuss during our session is confidential. So that means I will not share any information about our sessions with anyone else, but I wanted to highlight some exceptions to this policy. If I receive a subpoena from a court, if I have any concerns that you may harm yourself or others, including crimes against children or the elderly, I will have to report that. Finally, if there may be some instances where I have to discuss with one of my supervisors to ensure that I'm doing the best to apply the best, most ethical treatment for you, I might have to do that. Do you understand the parameters of the confidentiality?
Yeah, I get it.
Basically, just what stays here, what says here stays here, almost like Vegas. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Let's see here. Well, before we get started, let me see if I go over my notes here. I think I've had a chance to go over your intake file a little bit, but I wanted to hear in your words what your hopes are for therapy and a little bit about what happened with this accident. Maybe a little bit more details if you could manage them.
Okay. Yeah, I can talk about it. Um, about 7 months ago, I was coming home from work and I got into a really bad car accident. Um, I was driving home and everything was fine. And then out of nowhere, the car next to me made an illegal left turn. And it felt like time was moving slow, but yet it moved so fast and I just didn't have any time to react. Unfortunately, my car was totaled and I did go to the hospital after the car accident. I had to have a cast put on my leg because I had a fracture and I had a mild concussion. It was just horrible.
Wow. Wow, Michelle, that sounds extremely tough to endure.
Yeah, it was. And I was so scared. And now that I'm healing, I just can't seem to make it past that day of the accident. Like it just plays in my mind over and over again. And I haven't been able to drive and I have a hard time riding in a car with other people. Sometimes I just get struck with fear and I can't move and I feel like I can't breathe and I end up having these panic attacks and stuff. And I just keep crying. I just burst out into tears all the time. I don't think I'll ever be able to drive again.
That's excellent, Laura. Could you please continue?
There was this one time I wanted to ride to the store with my girlfriend Alex. Um, and I thought about it all day. I knew we was going to go to the store when she got off work. I knew I could just get into the car and just go with her. Like I prepared myself all day about it. I kept telling myself, come on, Michelle, you just got to get over it. You just got to do it. But when I walked to the car, I just started sweating, my hands, my heart, and it started racing. Like just thinking about it now, I'm just getting all shaky. I couldn't breathe. Alex, my girlfriend had to come over. She had to walk me back into the house. Like she had to like put her hands over me and walk me because I could barely walk. I just felt like my muscles and stuff started tensing up really bad. It was bad.
Okay. So I'm hearing you're feeling shaky, your stomach's having some issues, some sweating, nervousness, anxiety. Are there any other symptoms that we might have missed that you can think of?
Yeah, the shakes, like you said, and my stomach, and sometimes I get headaches. But most of all, I just cry all the time. Like I can't stop myself from crying.
I'm so sorry. That sounds so unpleasant. And I'm sorry that you're having to deal with this. I really am. Have you been anywhere since the accident?
No. I mean, I missed 2 doctor's appointments since the last accident. My primary care physician, he sent a nurse to my home. And she's able to give me a physical and check on my blood pressure and stuff. I'm really scared I won't be able to leave the house ever again.
That's a legitimate fear for sure. How has this affected your social life?
I mean, what social life? I don't have a social life at this point. My girlfriend and I, we bought tickets to a concert almost a year ago and we just couldn't go. Like I can't leave the house. I can't get in the car. I can't help with grocery shopping. My girlfriend and my roommate, they have to do everything for me. I haven't even been able to visit my parents who live in the next town over. And it's leaving me feeling like really isolated.
This does sound like a heavy burden that you are carrying, Michelle. It really does. Um, any other symptoms that you might want me to know about? Anything else going on?
Yeah, I mean, lately I've been having flashbacks. Sometimes I can't sleep because I hear the car horn in my head. It's like I can't get it off my mind. I can't get it to shut off. And sometimes I could just be sitting watching TV and then I could just see the car wreck happening in my mind. I mean, our dog, just last week, our dog bumped into the table and knocked over a pile of dishes, and I had a complete meltdown at the loud crashing sound. Sometimes when I be watching TV, I see those lawyer videos and they show car wrecks, and it just makes me cry uncontrollably.
I see. And I'm telling you, what you're feeling is normal for what folks experience and this type of situation when they've experienced this type of trauma. And that's what this is. This is the trauma that you've experienced. But I want you to know that we can work together to form out a plan that can meet your needs, okay?
Okay.
I actually specialize in what's known as exposure therapy. It's a type of therapy that may have a scary sounding name, but if we work a plan together, small increments, I think we can have success toward our goals.
Okay. What can I do?
Great. Well, if this sounds something that you might be interested in first, what we'll do is we complete what's called a hierarchy of fear list.
Okay.
Okay, so what I want you to think about is 3 tasks that bring you the most anxiety related to driving, getting in the car. And I'll start you off with an example, okay?
Okay.
So you mentioned earlier that when you wanted to go to the store with Alex, you made it as far as the car, then you had a panic attack, right?
Right.
Okay. So we can list one of your tasks as being able to sit in the car.
Ooh, that sounds hard.
I know. If you had to rate how hard it would be, though, 5 being
Um, I would I would think that's a 4.
okay, take that down. Great. Can you think of anything else?
Um, I know trying to hold my car keys.
Excellent. Excellent, Michelle. Great. Where would you rate that at?
That's one. I can do that.
Okay, great. Can you give me 2 more?
I really want to be able to drive my car again.
Absolutely. That's a big one. Where would you put that one?
A 5. I don't know if I'll ever get there.
I bet. Okay, and one more.
Um, I really would like to stop feeling anxious when I think about or when I anything connected to driving or riding in the car. I want not to cry all the time and have these awful anxiety feelings.
And where would you rate that and how tough that would be for you?
Maybe a 2.
2? Okay. Well, you did it, Michelle. You completed your hierarchy of fears list. See? Great job.
Yeah.
This is a great plan to start out with. I know this list, at first glance may look intimidating, but it sounds like you have a great support system in place. And I want to remind you that we can go slow as we need to at a steady pace. We're not in a hurry. We don't have to rush. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now, I do have some homework assignments that we're going to assign just to kind of keep you mindful. And I know. But just a couple of things after our sessions to bring you back and talk about. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So for this week, how do you feel about trying to hold your keys, making that effort, just in the house, holding your keys.
You know what? I've been thinking about that. I think I could do that. I want to definitely give that a try this week.
That is awesome. That's a great start, Michelle. If we could, I want us to shoot for trying to hold our keys 3 times a day, if we can. Maybe if we want a morning, afternoon, and night, however your schedule permits. Let's try to do that. Let's come back. Let's talk about our progress, where we're at, and then we'll get started if that sounds all right to you.
That sounds good. Thank you so much.
Awesome. No problem. You're gonna do great, Michelle. I really have a feeling you're gonna do great. Again, we will meet back here probably next week about the same time, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.